Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome back to Geeks for Geeks practice. Please give me a quick +1 in the chat if my voice is clearly audible to everyone and everything is working fine. Then I'll share my screen and I'll discuss the problem of the day, that is distinct colors. It was a very easy problem based on the DP concept. So please give me a +1 in the chat everyone if my voice is clearly audible and everything is working fine, and then we'll start off with the discussion as well. So without further ado, I'll share my screen as well. So I hope that the screen is visible here. Others can give me a confirmation. So the name of this problem is distinct colors. Okay, so the name of this particular problem is nothing but distinct colors. Now talking about this problem, this particular problem has been asked in a company that is Walmart. Okay, it was also asked in the GFG weekly interview series 47, because I had given that contest as well. Right, now let's quickly see what this problem is asking from all of us. Right, so it says that there are some houses. Let's say there is some society and there are n houses, right? So there are n houses in a particular society, let's say. So let's say n number of houses are there. Now in this, they are saying that each house can be painted, okay, when with one of the three colors. So basically the houses need to be painted when with one of the three colors. The color can be, let's say, red, it can be blue as well, and let's say it can be green as well. Okay, so there can be three colors that you can take to paint these houses, right? So every house has to be painted with exactly one color, obviously, right? So the cost of painting the ith house with a particular color is given. Okay, so let's say that there is any ith house, right? So let's say that there is any ith house, let's say this house, right? So let's say this is the ith house. So if I paint this house with the red color, so the cost will be ri. If I paint it with, let's say, with the blue color, so the cost will be bi. Let's say if I paint it with the green color, so let's say the cost will be gi, right? This is the scenario. Now in this, you have to do what? You have to minimize the cost, right? Whenever we are like, all of you can give me a +1 if you have understood till now. Like whenever we are doing some kind of painting, right? Whenever we are doing some work for our home, let's say we are doing the painting, right? So in this case, we have to minimize the cost of the painting, right? So basically, for painting the ith cost, for painting the ith house, the cost of red color is ri, the cost of blue color is bi, the cost of green color is gi, right? So I have to take one of them, right? Either I can paint it with red or blue or green, that totally depends on me. Now I have to paint these houses in such a way, right? Let's say there are two adjacent houses, right? Let's say that there are two adjacent houses in this building. So I have to paint all the n houses in such a way, right? In such a way that overall, all like, there are no two houses adjacent to each other that have the same color, right? If you will see here, so you have to paint all the houses such that no two adjacent houses have the same color, right? So if let's say this is colored as green, right, then this guy cannot be colored as green and this guy cannot be colored as green. Are you getting my point? If I color this house with the green color, then this house cannot be colored with the green color, as well as this house cannot. Is this clear? You have to do what? You have to find the minimum cost of painting all the n houses such that no two houses have the same color. Is this point clear to everyone? Is this point clear to everyone? So what does the array? So as I said, if I have the ith house, right? If I have the ith house, so for painting the ith house with the red color, the cost will be ri. If I want to paint the ith house with the blue color, so the cost will be bi. If I want to paint the ith house with the green color, then the cost will be nothing but gi, right? So in this case, I have to paint houses in such a way such that no two houses have the same color, and I have to find the minimum possible amount, minimum possible cost for that. Okay, if you have understood till now, so you can hit the like button. Please hit the like button and give me a +1 if you have understood till now, guys. Okay, then I'll proceed further with this part. Now another thing that's very important in this particular question is that I have to, like, if I have to paint, right, basically I have to paint the n houses, right? If I have to paint the n houses such that no two houses have the same, no two adjacent houses have the same color, right? So they will be what? There will be many ways to do it, right? There will be many ways to do it, right? And out of those many ways, I have to find the minimum possible amount, right? So in that case, if I have to generate many ways, or I can say all possible ways, right? Out of the all possible ways, I have to find the minimum. I have to find the minimum. So please tell me which algorithm, which concept is coming to your mind when I say that, okay, we have to explore all possible ways, and out of that, we have to find the minimum. So which algorithm is coming to your mind? Very basic, to be honest. The algorithm that comes to my mind is nothing but recursion. So you can write REC in the chat, everyone. I hope that recursion is coming to your mind. When I think about all possible ways, when I have to generate all possible ways, okay, when I have to generate all possible ways and I have to take the minimum of that, so in that case, nothing but recursion comes to my mind. Please give me a +1 and hit the like button, guys, if you are clear till this point, right? Then I'll proceed further. Is this point clear to everyone? Very basic, to be honest. I hope that this much point is very much clear. Right. Now, in this case, what can I do? Like, see, I will have a recursive call, right? See, in the recursion, what I'll be doing is, let's say I'll be doing a recursion. Okay, so from where will I start? I'll be at the ith house. Let's say I'll be at the ith house, right? So the ith house is the house that I am at. Okay, now in this case, I'll pass the red color. Okay, red color array I'll pass the green color array. Okay, I'll pass the blue color array, let's say, as well. Or it is another color, I'm not sure. Okay, red, green, blue. Yeah, so these are the colors. Then after that, I will also pass the previous color, right? Let's say if I'm at the current index I, right? Let's say if I want to paint any ith house, right? If I want to paint the ith house, okay, so I need to know, right? If I want, like, are you getting my point, guys? If I want to paint the ith house, if I want to paint the ith house, if I'm at the ith house currently, if I'm at the ith call, if I want to paint the ith house, so in that case, I should know that, okay, I should know what, guys? I should know that, okay, what is the color of the, with which color I have painted the previous house. Please give me a +1. Does everyone agree with me on this point, that I should know that, okay, what is the color of the previous house, right? What is the color of the previous house? Yes or no? Because I should be knowing this thing. Because why I should know this thing? Because if, let's say, the color of the previous house is green, okay, then I cannot color this house with the green color, right? I can color it like, I cannot color it with the green color, right? I cannot color it with the green color. I can color it with, let's say, yellow. I can color it with red. I can try both of these things, but I cannot color it with the green color. Does it make some sense, guys? I hope that this point is very much clear to everyone, right? So basically, that is why I'll have a previous variable, right? So if the previous house color is green, then I will not color the ith house with the green color, except that I'll color it with all the other colors. Is that clear? Please give me a +1, guys, if you are clear with this point, and then I'll proceed further. Is that clear? So I'll keep a track of the previous color as well. Okay, now in this case, what I can try to basically do is, let's say if I'm having three colors, right? So if I'm having three colors, so let's say I can say that, okay, let's say 0 will indicate, let's say, the red color. Okay, let's say the 0 will indicate for me that, okay, I have the red color. And let's say after that, let's say 1 will indicate about let's say a blue color. Okay, and let's say 2 will indicate about green color. Okay, and initially obviously, when I'm passing the recursion, so I can take one more color. Let's say I can name it as color 3, color code 3. So this is the color code, you can say. Initially, color code 3 is the starting, like in the starting I have not colored it with the any color, right? If you will understand one thing, right? If there are n houses that I am having, right? So if there are n houses that I'm having, so initially the first house, like initially if I'm at the ith house, which is the first house, right? So before this, there's no previous house that has been colored. Okay, so there should be no previous color. So that is why initially I'm marking the previous color as 3. Please write 3 in the chat, everyone. Is everyone clear with this idea till now? Please tell me in the chat, guys. Is everyone clear with this idea? Right. So in such a scenario, what I will do is I'll take the previous color, let's say with 3. Okay. So this means that I have to take it as the starting, right? I'll have to take it as buffer color. Okay. Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Right. So let's say I'm taking 0 as blue, and 1 like 0 as red, 1 as blue, and 2 as green. Right. So in this case, what will I do? Like, if you will understand this particular process, so let's write a little bit of code here and see what we can do. Okay. So let's say this is named as red. Let's say this is named as green. Okay, and let's say this is named as blue. So basically, red of I will indicate that, okay, what is the cost of coloring a ith house with the red color. Green of I will indicate what is the cost of coloring the ith house with the green color, and blue of I will indicate what is the cost of coloring the ith house with the blue color. Okay, and there are n houses. So what will I do? I'll simply say that, okay, I'll return what? I'll return the recursion. Okay, I'll start with the recursion. I'll start from the 0th house. Please give me a +1 if you understand. I'll start from the 0th house. Okay, I'll pass all the I'll pass the n value, that is the number of houses. Let's say I'll pass the red color. Okay, I'll pass the green color as well. Okay, and I'll pass the blue color as well. Like, these are the arrays that I'll pass, and initially I'll pass the previous color as 3. Okay, so let's say I will have a variable. Let's say in previous is equal to 3. Okay, in previous is equal to 3. This will indicate, basically, if I'm saying that, okay, 0 will, let's say, indicate red. Okay, and then let's say the color 1 will indicate, let's say, something like blue, if I'm not wrong. Okay, and let's say the color 2 will indicate something like green for me. Okay, so in this case, if I will take the previous initially as 3, so this will indicate that, okay, before the 0th house there is no house, so that is why I'm taking a buffer color as 3. Is that clear to everyone? Right. So initially I'm passing this as the previous. Is this point clear? Please tell me, guys. This much point is clear. If you are clear till this point, please give me a +1, and then I'll proceed further as well. This much point is clear to everyone. Very basic, to be honest. Nothing much difficult, right? Now, after this, what we will be trying, what will we try to do? So basically what we will do is we'll have a long int recursive call. Okay, we'll have a recursive call, and in this recursive call I'll be at the ith house, right? So I'll be at the current house will be the ith house that I'll be at. Okay, and I'll pass this int value, that is the number of houses that I'm having, and I'll pass this int red color. Okay, and I'll pass this int green color array as well, and I'll pass this int blue color array as well, right? And apart from this, I need to pass the previous color that I have taken. Okay, so in terms of color code I'm taking, you can take them as character as well. That totally depends on you, if you want to take that as character, right? Now, let's say if I'm painting the houses one by one, right? So if I reach the last house, right? Let's say if there are n houses, right? So basically, if I have n houses, so initially the first house will be with the index 0, second house will be with the index 1, third house will be with the index 2, and so on and so forth. Last house will be with the index n-1. Okay, so when my eye is here, so this is the last house. After this, after painting the last house, I'll again move my eye. So in that case, I value will be equal to n. Okay, so when I value is n, right? So in that case, I'll say that okay, I have exhausted the whole array. Is that clear to everyone? When I value is equal to n, then I will say that okay, or like basically the number of houses will be from 0 to n-1. So when I reach the end, okay, when I will reach the end, so in that case, blue array is in this rectangle. Okay, yeah. So basically when I'll reach the end, that is when I will return maximum in infinity. Is that clear to everyone? Or let's say 0 also I can return, right? So maybe what I can say is that okay, if it happens that I equal to, let's say, something like n. Okay, so in such a scenario, when I reach the last house, so in that case I can simply, let's say, return nothing but 0, because there will be no cost further. Is that clear? This point is clear to everyone. When I'll reach the last house, so obviously there is going to be no cost. Is that clear? This particular point, I hope that is pretty much clear to everyone, right? Now after that, what I'll have is I'll have three choices, right? Please write 3 in the chat, guys. Basically, when I have, like, I have three choices. I have the choice 1, right? Let's say I have the choice as what? Like I have the choice as red color, right? Red, if I will say it as, let's say, red choice, let's say. Okay, if I have another choice as, let's say, blue choice, and I have another choice as green choice, right? So I have to do what? I have to take the minimum. Okay, I have to take the minimum out of these three choices, right? If I have to take the minimum out of something, so initially I'll initialize all these variables as positive infinity, right? Positive infinity, very high value, right? Is that clear to everyone? Initially I have to initialize them as very high value. Is that clear? So let's say I'm initializing them as something like, let's say, 1e16 or something. Is that clear? Right. So initially what I will do is I'll have the variables as long int, let's say, choice. So let's say I'll name it as red choice. Let's say red choice is equal to, let's say, 1e16. So 10 to the power 16, I'm saying, right? Then I will say that okay, what if I have a blue choice? So coloring the ith color with the blue choice. So again I'll initialize it as 1e16, let's say. Okay, you can initialize it as something else also. And I'll have the green choice as well, let's say. Okay, so I'll again update it with 1e16 right now. Okay, now after this, what will I do? Right, let us say that if we are starting off, right? So let's say that if I am starting off, right? So what will happen? Let's say if you will see, so 0 is indicating red for me. Okay, 1 is, let's say, indicating blue for us, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and 2 is indicating the green color for us, right? So let us say that if the previous color is not equal to 0, right, guys? If the previous color that I have, if the previous house has not been colored with the color 0, okay, if the previous house has not been colored with the color 0, so basically if the previous house is not been colored with the color red, okay, then can I say that I can try to color it with the color red or not? Yes, right? So I can say that okay, red choice, right? I can say that okay, red choice will be nothing but red I plus the recursive call for I plus 1, right? Is that clear to everyone? And then I'll pass the whole array in the recursion. Is that clear? That if the previous color is not been colored with the red color, right? If the previous house has not been colored with the red color, okay, so basically 0 is, let's say, indicating the red color. So if the previous house has not been colored with the red color, then I can color it with the red color. Okay, so then I'll call this kind of a recursive call. Is that clear? Please give me a +1, guys. Right, so I'll say that okay, if the previous house is not colored with 0, so basically if the previous house is not colored with the red color, okay, so in that case I can say that okay, red choice, okay, red choice available will get updated to what? It will be nothing but coloring the ith color with the, let's say if I try to color the ith color, ith house with the red color, so that will be nothing but red of I plus plus what? I'll call the recursion and I'll pass what? I'll pass I plus 1. Okay, I'll pass the n value, I'll pass the red array, I'll pass the green array, I'll pass the blue array as well, right? And then I'll pass the previous color. What will be the previous color? If I color the ith color, are you getting my point? If like if you will see here, if the previous color, like if 0 is indicating the red color, okay, and the previous house has not been colored with the color as red, so if the previous house color is not equal to 0, so if it is not equal to red color, then in that case I will say that okay, red choice will be that, in that case I can color the ith color with the red color. So the cost of coloring the ith sorry, in that case I can color the ith house with the red color, and the cost of coloring the ith house with the red color will be nothing but red of I plus, I'll call the recursion, I'll pass the next index as I plus 1, right? And I'll pass the n value, I'll pass the red color, okay, I'll pass the blue color as well, okay, and I'll pass the green color as well, right? And I'll also pass what, sorry, I need to pass green comma blue. So here I'll pass the green color, let's say, okay, and I'll pass the blue color. And now what will be the previous color, right? Because now when I'm moving to the I plus 1th house, when I'm moving to the next house, right, when I'm moving on to color the next house, then the ith color, let's say, has been let's say the ith house has been colored with the red color. So in that case I'll pass the color as 0. Please write 0 in the chat, guys. Please write 0 in the chat. If I'm coloring the current ith house with the color as 0, then the previous color will be marked as 0. That is nothing but the red color. If you're clear with this point, please make sure to hit the like button, guys. I can see a lot of people are watching us compared to the number of likes, so please hit the like if you're getting this point, right? I hope that everyone is getting this point. So in that case I'll pass the previous color as nothing but 0, right? Similarly I'll say that okay, if the previous color is not equal to 1, right? So in that case, if the previous house, this means that if the previous house is not colored blue, okay, if the previous house is not colored blue, right, if the previous house is not colored blue, then in that case I can color the ith house with the blue color, right? So that the choice for that will be blue color, blue choice, is equal to nothing but blue of I plus, I'll call the recursion, okay, I'll pass for the next I plus 1th guy, I plus 1th house, okay, I'll pass the n value, I'll pass the red color, I'll pass green as well, okay, and I'll pass blue as well, and then I'll pass the previous color as what? If ith house has, like, see, if I'm trying to color the ith house, right, and if I can see that okay, the previous house has not been colored with the color 1, so basically if the previous house has not been colored with the blue color, then I can try to color the ith house with the blue color, okay. So if I'm coloring the ith house with the blue color, right, if I'm coloring the ith house with the blue color, so in that case, what will be the cost? The cost will be blue of I plus, I'll call the recursion for the next house, and I'll pass the previous color as 1. Is that clear? Please write 1 in the chat. Is that clear to everyone? Please tell me, guys. Is it clear? Please tell me. Okay, hi Naikaj. Is it clear to everyone? Please tell me. If you are clear, you can hit the like button as well. If the previous house is not colored with the blue color, so in that case, I can color the ith house with the blue color. Okay, and the choice for that will be nothing but blue of I plus, calling the recursion for the I plus 1th, passing the n value, passing the red color, passing the green color, and passing the blue, and passing the previous color as 1. Right, in the next recursive call. And similarly, I can check that okay, if the previous color is not equal to, let's say, something like 3, is not equal to 2, okay, so this means that if if the previous house is not colored, uh, if the previous house is not colored with green color, right, if the previous house is not colored with green color, right, so 2 is indicating this green color. Hi, hi BV, Nandan, how are you? Please make sure to hit the like button if you have understood till now, right? So if the previous color is not equal to, like if it's not equal to 2, okay, so in this case, if the previous color is not equal to 2, so this indicates that if the previous house has not been colored with the color green, so in that case I can color the ith house with the green color. So in that case, what will be the green choice? So in that case, I'll say that okay, the green choice will be nothing but I see, choice will be nothing but what, coloring the ith, the cost of coloring the ith house with the green color, plus calling the recursion for the I plus 1th index, passing the n value, passing the red color, passing the green color array, and passing the blue color array as well, okay. And what will I pass in the previous color, right? For the next house, when I'm moving to the next house as I plus 1, then what will I pass as the previous color? The, if I'm coloring it, the current house with the blue color, then the, for the next iteration, the previous color will be 2. Is that clear? Please give me a +1, guys, and hit the like button if you're clear till this point. Is everyone clear with this point, guys? Please tell me, then I can proceed further. Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone? Right. And then what will I return? I'll return the minimum. Okay. I'll return the minimum out of what? Out of the red choice. Right. I have to be optimal, right? So I'll take the minimum of coloring the ith house with the red, or let's say the blue choice, right? That is why initially I marked them as infinity, indicating that if it cannot be colored with that color, right? And I'll pass the green. So I'll take the minimum out of these choices. Sorry, I should pass choice here. Is this point clear? So CHOIC. Is this point clear to everyone? I hope that this makes a lot of sense for everyone. Is it clear, guys? Please let me know if you are clear till this point. Then I'll proceed further as well. Okay. Let me try and compile it. I hope that I have written the basics properly. If I haven't, then we'll check that. Okay, so it works on the samples, right? If you will see, so it is working on the sample test cases. Let's try and submit it. Let's see what error we will be getting. Okay, so we are getting a segmentation error. So basically, I think we are getting a runtime error, right? So if you will observe here, so what we are getting is we are getting, let's say, something like a time limit exceeded. Okay, so how can we deal with it, guys? Anyone can tell me how will we deal with it? Like in this case, if you will observe, so there are two parameters that are changing, right? So thand lag jayegi. Uh, okay, so but still, I am comfortable. Like if there is winter, then I'll wear one jacket. If the winter is lesser, then I'll wear nothing. So that's how I am. Okay, so in this case I have to memorize, right? If you will see, so which are the parameters that are changing, right? So I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, right? So if I will if let's say I have a normal call, okay, if I have a function, let's say one time it is like function is, let's say, I comma j, okay, and one time I'm calling for I plus 1 comma j, and another time I'm calling for I comma j plus 1, right? If this is the kind of recursive calls that I'm having, that one time I'm incrementing the I, and another time, let's say, I'm incrementing the j and keeping other as the same. So let's say if I'm calling it something like this, okay, so 0 comma 0 is there, okay, so let's say if this kind of a call is there, then this is 1 comma 0, then this will be what, 0 comma 1, right? Then I'll call for this, so keeping the I as increased and j as the same, keeping I as same, j as increased, right? Then this call will be what, it will be nothing but 1 comma 1, and this call will be what, this call will be nothing but I think 0 comma 2, right? Then this call will be what, 3 comma 0, okay, then this call will be what, 2 comma 1, this call will be what, 2 comma 1, this call is going to be what, 1 comma 2, this call is going to be what, 2 comma 1, this call is going to be nothing but 1 comma 2, right? So this call is going to be what, 1 comma 2, this call is, let's say, going to be 0 comma 3, right? So if you will see, if a particular state is already calculated, right, if this state is already calculated, will you calculate it again? No. Okay, no, you will not calculate it again. If you will see, if this state is already calculated, will you calculate it again? Will you calculate it again? No. No, please write no in the chat. If a particular state is already calculated, right? So in this case, you can see that when I wrote a recursion for like if I had a call for I comma j, let's say, okay, and one time I was increasing and another time j was constant, right? And I was same, j was changing. So if variables are changing, then I will do what, then I will have to memorize them. So similarly here also, if you will see, so which variables are changing. So if I'll see recursion here, so what I have written is I have the current index as I, right? Then I have the n value, I have the red array, okay, I have the green array as well, and I have the blue array along with me, okay. Then apart from this, I have the previous color, right? So which parameters are changing in every recursive call? Can I say that two parameters are changing? Because this is what, this is same, this remains the same, array remains the same, green array remains the same, blue array remains the same, but I value is changing, right? Change is there in the I value every time, and previous value also changes, previous color also changes in every direction, okay. So in that case, I can say that, okay, I have to do what, I have to memorize dp of I previous. Is that clear to everyone? Please tell me. Is this point clear to everyone? Please tell me, guys. I hope that this makes a lot of sense for everyone, right? So in this particular case also, what I have to do is I have to declare a 2d dp. So I'll say that what will be the dimensions of the dp. So I can go maximum till n, okay, and this previous will store the color as 0 1 2 3. So basically the size of this guy will be 4. So I have to declare a n cross 4 kind of dp, okay. So a 2d dp will look like n cross 4. Please give me a +1 if you understand this thing. So I'll say that, okay, vector of let's say vector int, hi Vanshika Kapoor. So what I'll do is I'll pass the dp thing here, okay, and I'll pass the n value comma n comma vector. This is the 2d I'm declaring the 2d dp in C++, okay, then I'll pass the value as 4 and I'll pass it as -1. Okay, so basically this is the 2D DP. Then I'll pass it in the same way here as well. Okay, and in the similar fashion I'll pass it in the main function. Sorry, this part. So this will be nothing but vector of vector int, and let's say this will be dp. So I'll pass it with the ampersand sign, and let me pass it for all the functions. So I'll pass dp here as well, I'll pass dp here as well. Please write dp in the chat if everyone is clear, and I'll pass dp here as well. Okay, so for all the recursive calls I'll be passing dp here. Now what I will check is, I'll check that, okay, let's say if it happens that if the dp of I and the like, let's say if the dp of I previous, if it is not equal to -1, so if this state is already calculated, right, in that case what will I do? In that case I'll directly return it. Okay, if a particular state is already calculated, then I will directly return this thing. Okay, otherwise what I will do is I will calculate it, store it, right? So I'll calculate it, store it, and then return it. Okay, I'll calculate it, store it, and then return this. Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear, guys? This point is clear? Please let me know. And give me a +1, hit the like button as well if you're clear till this point. Okay, so it says that expected this thing before the dp. Okay, so what am I doing wrong with the syntax part? Vector of int dp4 comma -1. Okay, okay, so I should remove this part from here, I think. Syntax mistake. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it works on the samples. I hope it will work. If it gives any kind of error, so we'll check that also. Let's try and submit it now. Okay, so it is giving me a segmentation error. All right, so first thing is that I need to have the dps long int. Okay, then let's try and now submit it and see. Okay, so let's say I'm marking it as -1 long. Let's now try to compile it. So okay, so I should pass it as long there also in the function, right? Okay, now let's try and again compile it. Okay, so line number, let me remove this. Now let's try and do it. What is the mistake here? It says that long int, no matching function for this call. Vector of int ampersand. So like, what mistake am I making here? Line number, you have vector long int long. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so I should declare this as long. Sorry, very sorry. Yeah, basic mistake, sorry. Okay, it works on the samples. Let me try and submit it. Maybe we might get some errors. Then in that case, I'll see that. Okay, so I'm getting some kind of error again. So what mistake am I making here? Like, should I mark this as I is greater equal to this? Let's see. Okay. Still, I'm making this segmentation error. So I am making some other mistake here. Now, what is the mistake? I'm passing the recursion properly as well. So anyone can tell me where I'm making mistake? I'm not sure because I have passed everything properly only. Uh, can it be because these values are going out of bound? Uh, Possibly that should not be the case, but let me see if I take something lesser. Mm, okay, now let's try and see. Okay, so still I will be getting a wrong answer. Okay, so this test case is not passing. Now, why is that so? Let's see. Line number 50 is now resolved. You can take int max. That is fine. All that is fine. I don't think that is an issue. So still I'm getting a runtime error. Now why is that so? So if I will see here, what I have done is I've taken a 2D DP, right? And this DP looks like long, then DP. Okay, so int DP looks fine. Then I've called the recursion. Okay. But did I pass it with ampersand? Yes, I have passed this with ampersand. I've passed all the other calls also. Like, should I pass the indexes also with ampersand? That is one thing that I'm thinking about. Um, okay. What is the mistake then? Anyone can highlight the mistake? Like, what am I doing? Where I'm going wrong, I'm not sure. It says that I'm getting a segmentation error. Okay, so should I declare the size as something like n plus 1 or something? No. Okay. I previous is not equal to minus 1. Okay. Can you show it on the full screen? Yes, obviously I can show it on the full screen. So what is the mistake? If previous is not equal to 0, then you do this, then you do this, then you do this. Okay. We are passing all the variables also. All right. Earlier I just solved it, so I was able to pass all the test cases. Now when I have written better variable names, then I'm getting an error. So that is pretty strange. So if I value is greater than n, then I am just moving away from here. Otherwise, I'm always updating the previous colors as well. Okay. So what can be the possible mistake in such a scenario if I have to observe? If it is not equal to minus 1, then I'm doing this. I'm taking this choice 1 and choice 2 and everything properly. Also, then I'm returning this properly as well. So I'm not sure where it is going wrong. Anyone can tell me? Mm, it's okay. So the green choice will be what? I am returning this as long int also. So the variables are also in long int format only. Still, it is getting wrong. Okay. Mm, what can go wrong here? Segmentation fault for this test case. Now, why am I getting the segmentation fault? Oh, let's check that. Okay. Correct output expected is this much. Previous color I'm passing, right? Okay, so I still have to figure out like what is the basic mistake that I have made here. If I've passed the arrays properly as well, I have the n value with me. I have the red color, green color, and the blue color also. Then what I've done is I have the previous color initially marked as 3. I'm starting from the 0th index and I'm passing this vector properly also. So vector of vector int long. Okay, DP is there. N size, and then I'm doing vector of this also. Okay, I'm calling the recursion from the 0th index, passing the n value and passing this red color, green color, blue color also, and the previous color as well, and the DP as well. Okay, and should I return what? Okay, so I think like should I return in this case? What should I do? Should I, instead of returning the recursion, should I return DP of what? 0 3? Like, will that work? Let's see. But actually that is the same thing only. Still it will give me an error. Okay, so instead of even doing that will not help me here, right? So what is the basic mistake? Another thing that I need to observe here. So I'm taking the minimum out of those choices. Okay, return 0l. Okay, 0l. Are you sure returning 0l will work? I don't think so. Okay, still I've made some errors, right? So What is that possible error? I think that it's perfect, almost close to perfect code only, but still. So if I'm exceeding the indexes, then I'm returning a zero. Otherwise, I'm having the choices, right? So red choices, blue choices, green choices, three variables. If it is not equal to this, then I'm returning this. If the previous is not equal to zero, then red color is equal to red index plus recursion of I plus one is what I'm calling and passing all the colors also, and I'm passing the n value also and the dp also. Okay, if the previous is not equal to this, then I'm passing blue and this also, and otherwise I'm calculating this thing. I think I have done it perfectly almost, but still I'm getting some error. uh what can be that possible error? Like the only thing that I can do here is, let's say if these are the minimum, so if I take the minimum like this and then I take the minimum of, let's say, these two, so that is the only difference that I can make. Let me try and submit this also, and let's see what happens. Okay, it gets submitted, right? So a very basic mistake, like I don't know why it was behaving like a mistake for me, but basically what you need to do here is, I need to take the minimum separately. Okay, so you take the minimum of this and this, and then you take the minimum of this and this. I don't know why that works, but that is much better. Please give me a plus one if everyone understood, right? So basically I had to take the minimum like this. So is this problem clear to everyone? Please tell me, guys. Please quickly write a plus one in the chat if everyone is clear. Okay, so yeah, you can take I is equal to n. Yeah, I don't need this thing, and I also don't need to return zero n. So there was some basic, that was an interesting error. I don't know why that was there, but that was the only error that I could fix. Okay, so please give me a plus one if everyone is clear with this problem as well. Is everyone clear with this problem? I hope that everyone is clear with this problem inside out. Please write clear in the chat, and make sure to hit the like button, guys. Okay, please hit the like button. And talking about the time complexity for my code. Okay, so the time complexity is the number of dp states. That's going to be n into there are a lot of states, so n cross n, and the space is going to be n cross n as well. Again, I have taken a ith index and the previous index memoization. Right, this question was asked in Walmart, so I hope that everyone is clear. Is everyone clear with this question? Please hit the like button, guys, if you're clear till this point, if you're standing till the end. So I hope that everyone must be pretty much clear with it. Okay, it was interesting that I was indulged in that kind of error. So basically, initially you are marking, like you are saying that okay, zero will be for red color, one will be for blue, two will be for green. Then you are initially marking the previous color as three, because for the starting house there will be no color. Then you are taking a dp of n cross 4 size, right? So it will be not n cross m, sorry, because n is previous is going to be like four colors only, right? So this will be the thing. Okay, now what you are doing here is you are starting the recursion. You are passing zero as the zeroth house, then n passing red blue green array, then passing the previous color as three, and having the dp array. Okay, now if you reach the end, then there is no way of coloring, because if you reach the last house, then there is nothing, right, that can be colored. After that, what you will do is you'll have the red color. So initially, let's say you have marked them as positive infinity, any value. Then if the previous state is not calculated, then you will, if it is already calculated, then you'll return it. Otherwise, if the previous house is not colored with the red color, that is zero. If it is not colored with zero color, then you have the choice to color the ith house with the red color. So if you color it with the red color, so this will be the cost, and then you'll call the recursion as I plus one. You'll pass the previous house as zero, previous house color as zero, right? If the previous house is not colored with the color one, that is if the previous house is not colored with the color blue, in that case you will have you will can color the ith house with the blue color, and in that case you'll call for the I plus 1th house with the color as blue. And then if the previous house is not colored with the green color, in that case you have a choice of coloring the ith house with the green color. So that cost will be green of I, and then you'll call for the next house and you'll pass the previous color as 2, that is green. And in the end, you'll take the minimum of all three and you'll return the ZP. Is it clear to everyone? I hope that this is clear. Please give me a plus one before we end this video. Please comment down understood if you have understood till now, right? And please give me a plus one in the chat as well, and hit the like button. That is the minimum that I want, that you can hit the like button. I hope that this problem was easy for you. If it was easy, so you can write easy in the chat as well if I have made this easy for you. Okay, it was not a very tough problem, to be honest. The tough version can be when there are k different colors. Okay, so that is a follow-up problem, that okay, what if there are k different colors? then in that case it will be interesting. Okay, so with that being said, thanks a lot everyone for joining for this particular session. I'll see you in another live video. Till then, good night, take care, keep coding, keep solving the problem of the day every day, and I'll see you on Friday with another problem of the day. Good night, take care, and make sure to hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe the channel as well. Bye everyone.